Welcome to the Direct News Upload. I'm your host Norks. It has been a relatively quiet week in the video game world, but that doesn't stop us. Nothing stops us. Except, maybe, explosive diarrhea. But given we're all clear of that for now, let's check out what's happening recently in our beloved industry. Reviews for the Super Mario Bros. Movie have started pouring in, and they're surprisingly mixed. We say that's surprising because, let's face it, video games so far have struggled to make for good movies. With a 48% score on aggregate website Rotten Tomatoes, it's worth noting that the only reviews being counted towards the score are from critics. The same critics whose reviews resulted in Moonfall getting a mere 35% on the tomato meter. Our point? Critics can often get it wrong. Moonfall is a fucking masterpiece and we'll hear no argument to the contrary. It would appear critics who don't like the film argue that it lacks plot. No shit. It's based on a game series that literally has, sometimes, a paper-thin plot. But maybe that's the point. There is something to be said for simplicity. Those that like the film say it's full of fan service, Easter eggs, and an impressively animated family movie. Sometimes that's all you need. Not every movie needs to be an Oscar contender. Ark Survival Evolved developer Studio Wildcard have just put on a masterclass in how to annoy and potentially lose your entire player base. Ark, an open-world survival crafting game, has been in a bit of a pickle lately, plagued with a multitude of server issues and content delays. Among those delays is Ark 2, starring Vin Diesel for some reason, which has been pushed back to the end of 2024. Given it was meant to be out this year, that's a huge kick in the balls to anyone looking forward to building a forever home with Vin. He is all about family after all. To tide players over though, Wildcard announced that a new Unreal Engine 5 version of the game called Ark Survival Ascended will be available in August. Good news, right? Well, get ready for another swift kick to the nads, because even if you own the current version of the game, you will be made to buy it again when the next gen version drops. So, I'll just keep playing vanilla until Ark 2 comes out. Good idea, except Wildcard, consistently making shit decisions at this point, will be shutting those servers down. Long story short, play another survival crafting game. There are plenty out there. The Last of Us released on PC this week, and based on the quality of previous PlayStation ports like God of War and Horizon, this should be cause for celebration, right? Alas, life just isn't that fair, and instead expectations have been sunk with the game being full of performance issues and bugs. Examples include reports of widespread freezes, crashes to desktop, low frame rates, and strange mouse aiming stutters. Developer Naughty Dog addressed the initial wave of feedback by releasing the following tweet.
The Last of Us Part 1 PC players, we've heard your concerns, and our team is actively investigating multiple issues you've reported. We will continue to update you, but our team is prioritizing updates and will address issues in upcoming patches.
A week later, they offered up further details saying,
The Last of Us Part 1 PC players, we know some of you have not experienced the Naughty Dog quality you expect. Our team is working hard to resolve issues currently preventing some of you from experiencing the game, to ensure it reaches the quality level you expect and deserve.
Hopefully Naughty Dog can stay true to the word so everyone can enjoy the amazing experience that is The Last of Us. PlayStation have set a high bar for PC ports. Let's hope that this is merely a blip on the radar. CD Projekt Red revealed its full 2022 earnings report earlier this week via IGN, which showed total revenue for Cyberpunk 2077 actually grew 18% year over year. This kind of growth is rare for any game, but is especially surprising for 2077, given its spotty development timeline and poor launch. But credit where credit is due, CDPR have worked hard to redeem themselves. Huge efforts were made to save the game, and with patch 1.5, it appears they managed to pull it off. Version 1.5 added new features and content, streamlined systems, overhauled a host of bugs, and addressed a myriad of performance issues and other problems. A graph in CDPR's earnings presentation showed an inflection point after the update was released where negative user reviews on Steam steadily declined while positive ones skyrocketed. There's also no doubt that Projekt Red's super popular Netflix adaptation, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, also helped achieve positive outcomes for the company in 2022, with positive reviews coming from viewers and critics alike. And yet, with a massive 2022, 2023 could prove just as big with the long-awaited release of paid DLC expansion Phantom Liberty. It'll star Idris Elba, add new storylines, and areas of the map to explore. If it's anything like The Witcher 3's Heart of Stone or Blood and Wine expansions, it will end up feeling like a complete game unto itself. No complaints here. Power to you, CDPR. E3 is dead. Again. No real surprise here, but with the number of developers and publishers pulling out and instead opting to host their own showcases, it was only a matter of time. Perhaps the timeline was accelerated by COVID-19, but it was fairly obvious to anyone paying attention that the trade show's days were numbered. We're betting that it won't return, but that's yet to be confirmed by organisers. Whilst E3 was a fun time to watch online and was no doubt even more fun for fans who attended in person, we're big fans of the internet replacing real human interaction, so consider us on board with making the change permanent. Before moving on to streamer news, which we all know you're super pumped for, let's quickly talk about another movie release. Not strictly video game related, it's still a big win for nerds everywhere. Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves released at the end of March and spent its first week dominating the box office. General consensus is that the film is better than it has any right to be. D&D certainly has plenty to offer as far as inspiration for films is concerned, and the fact it's doing so well commercially and critically reaffirms the fact that there's an appetite for high fantasy content out there. Always a win, as far as we're concerned. Now this could get controversial. I may change the script, but I'm just going to run the gauntlet and see how far we get with Neon City Daily's wording of choice. In a case of swift karma, a YouTube prankster has been shot in the stomach after attempting to play what he called a simple practical joke. Pranks on consenting friends, fine. Pranks on strangers, especially ones involving physical contact, not usually fine. Whilst being shot is probably an overreaction, and to be clear, we don't have all the facts. You can't expect there to be no consequences when you intentionally aggravate and/or interfere with unsuspecting people who are just going about their day. Pranks on the public have long been a thing on the internet and should probably be discouraged. Sure, there are more innocent ones like haha, I just pretended to drop a fart in front of you on an escalator. They're generally more acceptable, but still in an ever increasingly paranoid world, you fuck around, you kind of need to be ready to find out. Just like this kid. Don't know who he is. Google it if you want. We don't want to give him any more views by identifying him. Moral of the story is mostly just don't be a dick. What you find funny, chances are you'll eventually come across someone who doesn't, and you may unexpectedly turn out to be the butt of your own joke. Exercise some creativity, and please do something more useful with your platform. KSI, the UK's biggest streamer, said some dumb shit. Shocker, right? The British rapper and streamer, real name Olahide William Olatunji, that might be correct, says he will be taking a break from social media as a result of the incident. What did he do? He used a slur during a video with his YouTube group, The Sidemen, where they were playing a countdown challenge. From his selection of letters, KSI created a 4-letter derogatory word for people of South Asian origin, specifically those from Pakistan.
There's no excuse, no matter the circumstances. I shouldn't have said it, and I'm sorry,
the 29-year-old tweeted.
I've always said to my audience that they shouldn't worship me, or put me on a pedestal because I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'm gonna mess up in life. And lately, I've been messing up a lot.
The video has since been deleted from the Sidemen's social media, and the group have been criticised for laughing after KSI said the slur. The Sidemen also tweeted later on Monday, apologising for the completely unacceptable and inexcusable slur.
The fact the incident was made light of on the show was wrong and compounded the hurt,
they added. Imagine being a publicist for streamers and online content creators. I don't know what that job pays, but I'm really guessing it's not enough. That does it for us this week. Be sure to tune in to the Neon City Daily podcast, where we will likely discuss some more of this in detail. If you want to join in on the discussion yourself, or share increasingly disturbing memes with fellow NCD community members, hit us up on Discord. All the relevant links can be found on our website at www.neoncitydaily.com.au. I've been your host Norks, and this has been the Direct News Upload. Peace.